Ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you about the need for digital communication demands for construction safety and network expansions based on the experiences of the German Federal Inquiry Portal Bill. I'm Jens Focke. I'm the head of the portal since 2015, having spent a lot of time in GIS departments of General Electric and the sensor and inline inspection business. The agenda for today will include the following 3 topics with roughly 20 slides. First, we talk about the challenges in Germany, the status about the bill implementation, and last, about related best practices and benefits. Let's start with our local challenges here in Germany. The damage report of the German Gas and Water Association 2019 show a significant decrease of corrosion damages from the 1960s till today, caused by huge investments in monitoring and inspection technology. Therefore, up from the 80s of the last century, the external damage amount dominates the statistics and can be related to increased construction activities on infrastructure projects for streets, railways, and broadband activities. Nowadays, we recognize well-known demands for digital communication and the federal investment programs for network expansion of broadband cables. We all know about the backlog in Germany, which is a limitation factor in economic growth because education demands cannot be fulfilled and digital communication is slow. The major increase of broadband constructions in recent years requires for planning needs the knowledge of pipeline routes and surrounding environments. Each construction site might be a threat for trouble-free pipeline operation, and an inquiry portal with the knowledge of all construction sites grows into the role of a single point of planned construction activities. We have all a common interest to protect underground infrastructure in an energy turnaround time and the future smart city. The 4 pictures are showing the inquiries related to broadband construction from bill operational start in 2016 till today. The amount of construction related to cables is about 47% of all line construction activities in Germany. For the construction industry, the demand for easy research of potential related operators and their local map information is essential and sustainable demanded on ministerial level to allow safe construction on site. The bill founders in 2015 from the pipeline industry have formed a new definition for line information. Line information services, researches and informs responsible operators so that need-based company information on critical infrastructure for planning and construction measures can be provided digitally at short notice. Anyway, we are talking about a non-public information on trade secrets and the proof of relevance of the inquiry. The Dutch example, CLIC, formed in the 90s by pipeline operators, becomes public law by the Royal Dutch Act and delivers line information within a response time smaller 24 hours and a standardization documentation which is consolidated within 48 hours and delivered to the inquiry in one digital dataset. The bill approach on the federal portal for construction inquiries is following a centralized process. Formed as solidly united company structure as a cooperative, acting as non-profit, only financed by the operators, is including a responsibility check to eliminate non-relevant inquiries to accelerate answering process, and here is creating business benefits. The fulfillment of all German technical, legal and association demands is given, and therefore the bill portal had become strongest crossover inquiry portal in Germany. Bill is now in operation since 61 months and could not celebrate his 5th birthday because of COVID-19, unfortunately. But there is no stronger community existing as a registered cooperative which creates best fit to this kind of economy issues. The status and functional content of the bill portal can be described easily. How does the bill portal works? Bill has no line information like presented in the left slide, but uses protection zones and areas of interest given and implemented by each operator. These areas are invisible in the portal environment, delivering a ground map and an aerial map, including an address locator for local navigation. By geographic polygon overlay of polygons for constructions areas and the relevant inquiries will be filtered for relevance and afterwards sent to the positive identified operator. An online answer generates a legally proven positive and negative list based on operators' data only. The online delivered result set names a positive list of identified operators and vice versa a negative list from the bill known operators. 5 process steps will be controlled. Forward inquiry had been read, operators relevance check, result set sent, and result set received and hopefully read by the inquirer. All information are legally proven because bill information based on operators' line information only. The green map shows all delivered construction sites in Germany. Based on all collected information, a growing database allows Germany fills the content by 32,000 inquiries and 105 answering operators. Bill has received nearly 500,000 inquiries for all kinds of construction sites. On the map, you may notice the correlation to existing infrastructure and population density in Germany, which is big cities in Rhine-Ruhr area and Saxony, as well as the surrounding areas of Hamburg, Berlin, Frankfurt, and Munich. The chart shows that the course of infrastructure measures in Germany, most projects take place in the line construction, in particularly broadband expansion, as already described, and civil engineering. Together, line construction and civil engineering accounts of almost 85% of line inquiries submitted in bill. The next largest category, road construction, is nearly only 7%. All other categories play a minor role. The almost 30,000 inquiries in 2020 on broadband expansion represent the strongest category with almost 47% inline constructions. Let's now talk about some specific benefits which can be proven on operators and inquiry side. There are also some best practices we are discussing with our European colleagues. Both pictures are related to expectations related to the bill users. First, the operator expected to be asked in the blue communities left, where at minimum one operator is active. The snowball principle generates the inquiry of the best known local operators to all other bill members. All of them are advertising inquiries to use the bill portal for line information via a link on their own homepage. Second, the knowledge of the what, where, and when shown in the green right map is a treasure, becoming more and more valuable for own risk reduction. Bill knows about the future activities and operators may become attracted to receive this information in the digital and standardized mode. Operational benefits for the construction industry can be named measuring the response time in average. The left clock is showing a reaction time of 48 hours for 57% of all inquiries. Remember, the Dutch baseline delivering line information by 100% in 48 hours. Good news for the operator is that the time upfront the construction activity is growing to send an inquiry. The average upfront time is around 9 to 10 days and increasing. The elimination of non-relevant inquiries from the operator's process reasons the decreasing reaction times and therefore is a good argument using the portal instead of writing mails or letters. The benefit for the operator caused by the first initiative of the pipeline industry with their long routes and therefore receiving lots of non-relevant inquiries. As you can see on the example from 2015, the majority of the red bubbles are not relevant and they have been replaced by green relevant inquiries in 2019. The reduction of inquiry volume is estimated by more than 80% for a nationwide network operator using the bill portal. Please remember here the increasement of construction activities in Germany by more than 100% since 2012. The knowledge of all construction sites and the given structure allows the comparison of local activities for a single cable inquiry from the planning phase to the following construction phase. Finally, the operator starts creating a supply information in the broadband atlas on the Federal Ministry of Transport and Information Technology shown in the right picture. The inquiry portal might become a prediction system for future broadband supply because the portal is knowing construction activities in advance of future supply. This benefit can only be created by a central application collecting all this kind of information in one place. Another source of critical threats to pipelines delivers the Federal Office of Civil Protection and Disaster Assistance. They offer app-based events of all kinds, and some of them are relevant for safe pipeline operation. The information may be received by local registration for specific communities. The collection is a tough duty to become controlled by a single pipeline operator, covering an area with hundreds or thousands of communities. Bill takes over the digital information and shares them after the internal relevance check with the identified operator. The information will be delivered to the control center instead of the documentation department, even after end of business. What about Europe? What about the EITEP working group? Germany is exotic, as centralized line information is not prescribed by law. However, Bill is a welcome guest due to the nationwide approach and the non-profit claim with legitimation of the association. The private sector approach is impressive because the extremely professional portal generates benefit on the operator side much more quickly than statutorily prescribed procedural models. The working group with 10 members had 4 digital conferences in 2020 discussing synergies and differences in nation approaches to solve the construction inquiry problem. Pipeline information systems, governmental control bodies, communication with the construction industry. As you can see from the excerpt, questions for discussions are: is there a legal obligation for digging request? Is the digging inquiry solution law-driven? Is the broadband regulation included in the solution? Is there a standardization information model? Is the Z-coordinate including in the data model? Are there cable and pipeline operators which don't participate in the portal operation? Are highly confidential networks, military and police underground assets included? To whom are the institutions of the digging inquiry solutions subordinate? And so on. Bill has to think European because some of the operators organized in Bill are also networked throughout Europe. Bill began best practices from the neighboring countries regarding the provision of line information and the acceleration for broadband expansion. On the way to the future, we have to deal with the following aspects. The construction safety has to be increased for underground assets. Digitization and communication are local challenges, even here in Germany. We have to accelerate the planning process, even in the context of the building information modeling demands for digital data. And finally, the cable industry has safety demands for the future smart city, like we as pilot operators have them for the energy turnaround. Thanks for listening, and I'm keen on your questions. Bye.